Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are going to be doing a Q&A. Last night on Twitter, I told you all to use the hashtag AskNade to have one of your questions featured on this channel. I have been getting a lot of questions all night on Twitter, and they have been some very, very good ones, so we're going to hop straight into it. For whatever reason, I haven't done many of these in the last couple years, but I think this is something that I might do a little more often. It seems like a lot of fun, and it'll give you guys a little more insight to what my life is like and what you guys are curious about. So let's hop straight into it. Alright, the first question is coming from Camster UK, and he wanted to know, NaDeSHot, do you ever feel nervous when you're up on main stage and about to play? And I can answer that for you pretty well. To be honest with you, before the game, there are a lot of nerves. There's a lot of stress because you have a lot on the line. In reality, you practice so much with your team weeks and weeks and weeks and months up until the point where you only get to prove yourself and your team at one tournament every couple months. So obviously when you're playing another pro team and there's a lot on the line, you're going to feel nerves and you're going to be a little stressed out, maybe have a little anxiety. Some players say they don't have it, but me personally, I do. And I feel like if any player doesn't have it, then they might be giving you a little bit of a white lie. But as soon as the game starts, actually all of that goes away, because as soon as you get into the game, you get in your zone, then nothing else is even thought about. The only thing that is on your mind is what I need to do in the game to win, what my teammates are doing, how can I help my teammates get more information to do better in this game. It's just so many different thoughts that your mind literally doesn't have time for nerves, stress, or anxiety. Now, it's a little different when it's like 5-5, search and destroy, and you're in intermission waiting to play the next round and to see who's about to win this championship. But in regards to like before the game and starting the game, before nerves and anxiety, as soon as you get into the game, it's all gone. Your mind flushes it out, and you're completely focused on the game. The next question is coming from Adorable Keels, and this is a good one. What is your most embarrassing childhood memory? And you guys are probably gonna laugh at me. So in school, I was this sheltered little kid, man. I was. And thinking back on it, just knowing who I am today, if I knew now what I knew then, I probably wouldn't have been that way. But I was just really shy, and I just kept to myself. But in 7th grade, yeah, 7th grade, I was a little older at the time. I was in math class, and I was all about getting good grades, but my teacher allowed us to grade our own homework. So basically, you would have a partner that you sat next to, he would grade your homework, and you would grade his homework. So me, being the little schemer that I was back in the day, I was like, all right, well, I didn't have time to do my homework last night, or I got this problem wrong. I got my best friend right next to me. What's up, man? You gonna hook me up with that A+? And that's what we did for any assignment that we kind of screwed up, because, I mean, everybody wants to get a good grade. So at the time, we were just like, all right, man, you got this question wrong, but I'm gonna hook you up. And that's what we were doing. So at the end of the day, one time when we were grading the papers, we were just rifling off the right answers. Like, we were saying, all right, I got an A, he got an A, teacher, write it down, put it in the report card. And that's when she got wise. So then she said, you two, to the front of the class now. And so we go to the front, she looks at our homework, it's completely wrong and absolutely awful at the time. And so she went straight for the kill shot. She was embarrassing the hell out of us. She's like, you guys are in so much trouble, you have no idea. And at the time, I was scared of my mom and dad because I didn't want to do bad in school. I didn't know how they were going to react, and especially if they found out that I was cheating. So even though I was in 7th grade, I wasn't that young, but I wasn't that old. I started bawling my eyes out. I was terrified of going home and seeing what my parents had to say to me. I had never gotten in trouble in school. I did not want to go to the principal's office. I was freaking out, and I know, yeah, some of you guys are going to make fun of me, but it's in the past. So I'm sitting here crying in front of all my class, and everyone's laughing, and it was just so, like, thinking back on it, it was so absolutely embarrassing that, like, I just cringed thinking about it today. So I start crying. She keeps me after class, and we can't get over it, and it's just awful. And eventually I go home, I got written up, And my mom actually wasn't even that mad. She was actually kind of laughing at me that I was making it such a big deal. Obviously, she told me like, all right, you're in trouble. You can't cheat. Like, it's not the right thing to do. But eventually, we got over it, and it really was not even as big a deal as I thought it was going to be when I started crying in school. So that is definitely the most embarrassing moment that I can ever remember. All right, so the next question is another good one, and this is coming from Brent Vitt. I want to thank you guys for the interesting questions because all of these have been amazing. With the growth of gaming and YouTube, do you think it's becoming impossible for small people to become known? And that's a tricky one because I like to compare the gaming industry, the gaming entertainment industry, somewhat to the music industry. When you have all these artists trying to make music, you just have thousands and thousands of people trying to get their music out there for other people to hear. The only people that you really discover nowadays are people that are doing something completely unique compared to the mass population of people doing it. So I compare that to gaming. It's really the same situation. Right now, it's extremely tough to really break into the YouTube scene and gain lots of subscribers. Like, that's not a secret. I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried it and you know that it's difficult. But if you're really truly unique and you're offering something that other people aren't, then I think it's still possible to find success within entertainment through gaming. I really got lucky with the timing that I started because I don't think that I'm above average entertainment wise. Like, I don't think I'm that unique of a person, but I just got out there quickly with competitive Call of Duty, and I've just been trying to do my own thing ever since. I don't really know what's working for me, but I'm just going to continue to do it because things have gone well. So I think you have to offer something unique to really break into the scene nowadays. Just like the music industry, that's my best analogy I can give you, but I definitely think it's still possible, but it's for sure difficult. All right, another good one coming from Ridgen22. He asked NaDeSHOT, how do you deal with the haters? And I'll be honest with you guys, at first when I started, it wasn't very easy. When you have people tweeting you negative things or posting negative things about you on forums, it's really difficult to deal with because that's not some sort of adversity that you've really ever faced in your life. I mean, maybe in high school or elementary school, you were maybe bullied or something like that. But the ridicule that you get online for really being yourself can sometimes be very suffocating. And I know it's the internet, so it's like, all right, I'm getting negative comments, I'll just turn off my phone or turn off my computer, but it's really not like that. For someone like me who's on Twitter, YouTube, and live streaming all day, and it's so accessible for people to leave me messages, whether it's on the chat room, on YouTube, or my live stream, or whether they're just adding me in my mentions on Twitter or posting on my Facebook. You see hate, it happens, and that's something that wasn't really easy for me to deal with when I first started off gaming and really kind of being in somewhat of a spotlight. But as I got older, it was something that my parents instilled in my mind when I was younger. So I was really short in school and I was really self-conscious about it. And my mom always told me, who cares what people think? That's one thing she always preached to me. And when I was younger, I was like, all right, Mom, I get it, whatever. It didn't really mean much to me, but as I got older and would remember those things that she would tell me, it made so much more sense. So at the end of the day, you have to realize when people are sending you hateful messages, that person's opinion of you is not going to have any bearing on your life. Even if they hate you to the core of their soul, it doesn't matter. That's not going to affect you in any type of way. That's not going to affect you 5 years from now. Like, just think about that, because I've always dealt with people asking me, how do you deal with the hate? And yes, over the years I've become accustomed to it, so I've gained thick skin. But the outlook that I always have is like 3 weeks from now. I mean, 5 years is a good standpoint, but even like 3 to 4 weeks, like, are you gonna remember what that person said to you, that specific thing? Or it's not gonna mean anything. It's pointless. So that's why you cannot stress over it. You just can't let it bother you. And for me, I still struggle with it from time to time. I mean, I'm not perfect, but it still gets me sometimes. But for the most part, I think I do pretty well with it. You just need to realize that it's minuscule in comparison to what the rest of your life is going to be. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it bother you. Do what you want to do every single day. Do what you love and just enjoy your life. Because that person is not living your life for you. I can promise you that. Alright guys, the next question is coming from Coyote, and he wanted to know if you could redo something in your life, what would it be? And I was actually thinking about this before I started the video, and honestly, this is somewhat of a corny answer, but it's true because I believe in it. I would not redo anything in my lifetime for the simple reason is that I have learned a lot through my experiences in this world. And I don't think I would be the person who I am today or be in the position that I am in today if I didn't take away some sort of lesson from every experience that I've had in my life. So I've been shaped into Matthew Haig, Matthew Optic NaDeSHOT Haig, and that is just from a lifetime of living on this planet. And so even though there are things that could have gone better in my lifetime or things that I could have done differently, I still learn lessons from the things that went wrong. So I personally wouldn't change anything. Other people might say differently, but I would not redo anything at all just because it's really molded me into the person I am today. Alright guys, the next question is coming from Tommy. He asked, later in life, do you plan on having a wife and kids? That is a very good question. The kids part is a little tricky for me because right now, I know for a fact I'm not ready or responsible enough to be the responsible parent that you need to be when you bring another child into this world. When you bring a human being onto this planet, for the rest of your life, you are responsible for that kid. And I know for a fact that I couldn't handle that right now. Maybe later down the line when I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser, that might be something I want to do. But for right now, kids are not on the horizon or even in my thought process for later in life. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe my mind will change. But I know for a fact I do want to have a girlfriend or a wife later in my life. I'm pretty busy right now with YouTube and live streaming and practicing with my team, so I would 100% be the worst boyfriend ever, and any girl that I would be in a relationship would probably hate me because I'm not the best at balancing my time. And when you're self-employed like I am, all of your time and effort is so ingrained in your mind that I have to be working 24/7. So I would love to have a girlfriend that I can have fun with, that I can trust, that I can care about and talk to, and just, you know, just have that companionship with another woman. Because I love the ladies, don't get me wrong, but just right now I don't think I would be the best boyfriend. And so later down the line, having like a wife, my computer's turned off, or a girlfriend, something like that. But kids and wife, yes, I want that. Alright my dudes, next question is coming from Real Tyler Moon, and he said, now that you're doing great financially, would you say money can buy happiness? And that's a great question as well. All these have been really good questions, but that is something that I've thought about a lot too. I am doing a little bit better financially than I have when I was younger, or when I was working at McDonald's, or when I started YouTube a couple years ago, and it definitely can get to a certain point where you're comfortable with your life. You don't have to stress about bills coming in. You don't have to stress about having any sort of debt. And that's something that really relieves a lot of anxiety that a lot of people go through every single day. I'm extremely grateful to be in the position I am today. I don't have any student loans. I don't have any outstanding debt. All I really do is pay my phone bill and pay taxes and car insurance, and that's something not a lot of people can say. And I have money left over to really spend how I want. But me personally, who's trying to save as much for my future because I don't know where gaming is going to end up or where my life is going to be in 5 years, I'm just trying to be smart about it. But can it buy happiness? That's a good question. I mean, you can buy cars, you can buy houses, and these material items will make you happy. And when I was younger, that's what I thought that I absolutely wanted and I absolutely needed. And don't get me wrong, it's fun to drive my car. I enjoy going out there every single day, and I enjoy being able to go to the store, and if I need a new computer, I can buy a new computer. If I want to get an iPad, I can buy an iPad. And that is so mind-blowing to me, and that makes me happy. But at the end of the day, when I'm not using that car or I'm not using that computer and I'm laying in bed thinking to myself, am I truly happy? I don't know. I mean, one thing that I really want is I want to share my life with another person. I want to have a girlfriend. I want to meet a girl who I can trust and care about, someone to care about me. Like, that's something that would make me happy. I don't have that right now, so that's not something money can buy. At the end of the day, there's certain things that can make a human being happy, that can make me happy, that I can't purchase. But there's also certain things that I can purchase that I can have fun with and will make me happy. So I think that's a tough question. And money cannot buy true happiness. I'll say that. But there's always a phrase like, I'd rather be crying in my Ferrari. I don't have a Ferrari, but that's what people say. But as someone who does have a financial stability, I can tell you that, yeah, there's certain materialistic items that you can buy that will make you satisfied with your life and be like, yeah, I got that. But there's also other things in this world that cannot be bought, and that's friendship and happiness with another person, another woman, whatever it may be. And that's something that I've learned as I've gotten older. All right, everyone, since Christmas is coming up, Kyle Lynn asked me, since it is the time of the holidays, what is your top 3 Christmas movies that you watched growing up? Great question, because I love Christmas movies. I love movies in general, and I watch as many as I can. So Home Alone is going to be on that list 100,000,000%. I also need to go with Santa Claus with my dude Tim Allen. He's the man. If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely check. There's so many good Christmas movies. This question sucks. Let me just rifle off a few, because I can't give you no top 3. It would do injustice to all the other Christmas movies. So Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Santa Claus, Santa Claus 2, Elf, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I forgot a lot of other Christmas movies that I like to watch. Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's another great one. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly suggest it. Jack Frost, where he turns into the snowman. I don't know. I'm gonna hop on Netflix and the iTunes movie store and check out some more Christmas movies that I've probably forgotten. But those are just a few good ones if you guys are looking for any suggestions. The next question is coming from That Kid Stan, and he said, NaDeSHOT, I'm an objective player. Seeing as you are the same, do you ever get discouraged going negative? Slayers have it so easy. Now, I want to put some things to rest that a lot of people believe that really aren't true. Like, yes, ideally, NaDeSHOT is the objective player for Optic Gaming. But there's a lot of situations in-game where I'm not going to be in a position to be the best person to play the objective. So I guess this is going to hurt me in a sense, or my reputation of being on the team, but it's what's true. So Scump and Crim6 and Formal pick up a lot of multi-kills. And whether we're playing uplink or playing capture the flag or playing hardpoint, they're probably going to be in situations where I'm not close enough to the uplink ball, or I'm not close enough to the flag to be able to pull it and try and score for us. So with Crim6 and Seth, with how many multi-kills they get in the opponent's base, they're going to be in better position sometimes to grab the flag and try and run it back to our base, or grab the uplink and try and score it. And that's the simple fact that I think the word objective is sometimes blown out of proportion. Yes, there is a time and place where I should be priority number 1 to get in the hill, and I do that as much as I can with my team. If we get 3 dead and the hard point's open, I say, all right, guys, slay around it. I got the hill. I got time. I got time. Or if 2 of us are in their base and we get all 4 of them down, I'm like, all right, I'm grabbing flag, Formal, go slay, get the cuts. Like, those are the situations where, yes, I am the objective player, and you have to prioritize who's going to play the objective in any given situation. But you shouldn't always be the one that's grabbing the ball. Any team that is a great team will understand that concept, and you guys will know. But one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about our team is that if Scump, Crim6, and Formal each have 40 kills, where do you expect me to get kills? If they have 120 combined kills between themselves in hardpoint, how many kills do you expect me to get? I'm not going to be in situations to be able to get those kills. So in a sense, like, I think that's why people see me with lower numbers than the other guys sometimes in some games, and thinking like, oh, NaDeSHOT sucks, or he's playing objective, so don't worry about it. That's really not the case. When you have such good players on your team, it's not everybody's going to get kills. Not everybody's going to do it. And either way, we've been playing really well. We just won our 3rd 5K in a row. That's 3 Pete, baby. Yeah, so objective, it's important, but it's not always going to be set in stone on the objective player. So keep that in mind. You got to make sure you have teammates that understand that as well, and you should find a little bit more success in the future. The next and last question for this video is coming from Liasssniperwoll, and she wanted to know, NaDeSHOT, what color are your cabinets in your bathroom? Now, I'm gonna be honest, she didn't use the hashtag AskNade, but I'm gonna let it slide this time just because it's the holidays, I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna show you. So I know all of you guys are dying to know, but the cabinets in the Optic House are brown. I know guys, very interesting, great question, Leah. All right, dudes, I still have plenty of questions to get through, but I think that is gonna be enough for this video. If you guys would like to see another one with the rest of the questions that you guys asked me, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, if you guys could leave a thumbs up, I'd very much appreciate it, guys. For real though, these were some really, really great questions. Wait, I just said wait. But regardless of that, I'm going to try and answer as many as I can in the future. But if you would like to add into the conversation, make sure you use the hashtag AskNade, and I will try to get to yours on Twitter for the next Q&A. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the live stream later today.